Whip it into the corridor of uncertainty, you Andy Townsends. Welcome to the Burnie podcast. My name is Mark, and along with my co-host Jared, we are here to bring you all the community news from Blackburn United Community Sports Club, along with interviews from gossip from around the Purdy Worldwide Community Stadium.
On this week's episode of the podcast, we're going to be discussing the Blackburn United 2009's Scottish Cup final win that happened back in April. We're also going to be discussing what the future looks like for the team as well.
We'll also be introducing a reaction to several goals from the 2009's Cup run. In fact, also going to be showcasing some goals from the junior sides. We've got a cracker of a free kick from the 2011s this week, so stay tuned and don't miss that.
But before we dive into all of that, we're going to talk about the fan zone from last week. And from being there and seeing it was great. There was burgers flying off the grill, and there was so many goals being scored. It was great to see everyone's involvement.
Yeah, absolutely. My daughter and I attended the first game of the season. We popped down and she had a great time. To be honest, I thought she was only going to stay for the fan zone and then she'd get bored. But she was adamant on actually staying to watch the whole game, and that's what we did.
Fantastic.
Had the game finished at half time, I think we would have been fairly happy with the performance, but obviously the team did drop off kind of about the hour mark, and in my opinion looked a bit flat after that. I mean, there's clearly a lot of talent there, but yeah, we just got things we need to work on.
Yeah, I think the game itself, they done well to bounce back after conceding in the first 30 seconds, but obviously about the 60 minutes they dropped off, and it wasn't great, but they've just got to regather themselves and go again, because they've got a good group there, full of energy, and they don't want to lose that.
So before Chris and Killian join us, we're going to react to a goal from one of our junior sides. I might be slightly biased here, it's the 2011 Whites, and this goal is from the friendly last weekend against KSQ at Queensferry, and up steps young Harris Kilpatrick for the free kick.
Got to say, what a free kick. That was hit with great composure, I'd have to say there. Cool, calm, collected, and ultimately a great result from the free kick.
Yes, absolutely. I have to say though, I do think, see when your teams go from your 7s to 11s, your full size pitch, I feel that for the first couple of years at 11s,
goals galore.
It's goals galore because they're not quite tall enough yet to get to that top corner, or reach the bar.
Well, interestingly, right, so when I was at Livingston Pro Youth, when the kids went to their first year of 11-a-sides, they played 11v11 with 9s goals, and rather than using the normal byline, they'd go 6 yard box to 6 yard box, and then the width would be maybe like 5 yards just past the 18 yard box. And I think that was such a great way of doing it, because we played Ross County one time, we beat them 4-1, but I can only, we were all over them, but I can only imagine what that would have been like in an 11-a-side game of football. There'd be 12-year-old kids getting beat 10-0, 11-0, which isn't great. So I actually think that grassroots, and it's hard because you're limited to what facilities you've got, whether you've got goals that move or goals that don't move, you're limited. But I think we should be trying to encourage that sort of 9-a-side goal format with 11 players on the pitch. It obviously can have its limitations depending on facilities, equipment, timetables and things like that, but I really felt as if at academy level that helped the kids push on to the 90, whereas if you're 9-0 down in 60 minutes, you're not going to play.
I think that was half the battle. It knocks the confidence of the boys. If they're just shipping goals left, right and centre, and there's nothing they can do about it purely because they're just not big enough. It's an interesting talking point, maybe one that we'll revisit in the future.
Yeah, 100%.
And now on to the interview with Killian and Chris. Chris and Killian, Scottish Cup winners, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing?
Not bad.
Have you managed to finally stop celebrating, or do you still look at your goals every single day and replay those moments in your head?
Still watch my goal back for the semi-final, but we can focus on the next season now, or try and win it again. Try and go for them all.
It's good to hear that because I'm his coach. So Killian, how long have you been at the club for then?
9 years.
9 years.
9 in November, I think.
Wow, and that's the pathway at its best, I think.
So did you always, when you started back then, what position did you play?
I don't really remember. I think maybe like winger, maybe. And then I just started moving about, and then like when Trevor first came into, I started playing centre mid after like one game against Walken, and that was kind of it. And I moved about since.
Mind you played left back for about 6 months.
I was under a different manager, but I was in Trevor.
But certainly under Trevor, centre of the field, you've been.
Yeah.
The rock.
Fantastic. And obviously I was there as well, but I was in a coaching capacity, so you know there was less pressure there. But take me back to that day and tell me how it felt as a player, as someone who had to go on that pitch and perform for the full 90. How did it take us back?
It just, to be honest, it just kind of felt like any other game because we'd trained there on a Thursday night, so when you walk in the stadium, it's like kind of used to it a wee bit, and then when you walk out, you kind of, when all the fans are gone, you're kind of sinking it in a wee bit, and it's like, then you start to get a wee bit nervous, but then game kicks off, you just walk all out. Just
no nerves, cold.
Wee bit. You just use the nerves though. Channel.
As we said, I think like one of the things that myself and Trevor kept saying was just turn the nerves into a big raging ball of fire and just let it out on the pitch.
So I mean, we've talked about the final, but that was the final game. It was a long road to that final. Is there any games in particular that you can remember on the road up to the final that really stand out and you go, yeah, that was a test?
Probably the quarter final actually, because we'd never been past that. So that was the one we were probably most nervous for, because like 3 years in a row we'd been in the quarter finals. So and Musselburgh had put us out a couple of years ago, maybe last year, the year before. So we got an early goal in that game, and I was like, can I know? I was going to go through that day.
Yeah. So it was good to get past that mental block. As soon as you were past that quarter final stage, that was.
Like, as soon as we got to the semi-finals, I was like, "There's no chance we're going out here."
Yeah.
It's like
that's the proper Burnie mentality. That.
Yeah, no, I think we just knew, like, you know, the sort of atmosphere that we created and the way that we trained leading up to the semi-final and the final. I think the whole dressing room just knew, and one of the things we'd said. Pre-match team talk for the final was, I think we're all in agreement that no one cares that we're here and we just want to win it, and everyone was, you know, nodding their heads in agreement, because at the end of the day no one was here for consolation, everyone was there to go and win it, which that kind of resonated throughout the dressing room in my opinion. I don't know what that was like for you, if you felt the same way.
No, definitely. It was like everybody was just set, that was the task, it was just get over the line, really.
Yeah. As a dad, how proud were you?
Got my well enough actually, because I've never been asked that question yet, and that is genuine. I think it was difficult as a parent, for me to enjoy as a parent, because I was so involved.
Yeah.
So I was involved in everything leading up to it. Me and Jared probably got a bit emotional at the final whistle. You can see us embraced a big massive cuddle, probably more than I got off him. But when I turned back and see my wife, my daughter, my brothers, my mum, and then he's on the park, it's just, that's what I'm saying. Until you've asked that question, I've never felt this till now, and it's the first time. I keep saying to everyone, him and his pals, you don't know what he's achieved. You have not got a clue, and it's not till you're our ages that you look back and you go, even you, Jared, or, you know, you're young and you'll look back and go, I won the Scottish Cup. The amount of mates I've got over the years that have played football and say, does he know yet? Does he know what he's achieved? I says, he's not got a clue, not a clue. But you'll be sitting somewhere in a bar, and I keep saying this to all the boys, not just him, and somebody will come up to you and say, I played football with you years ago, mind we won the Scottish Cup. So
100%.
No, the hairs are still standing on the back of my neck. I mean, as a father, I look forward to something like that with my son. I can only dream of something like that with my son. And I mean, kudos to you, because I mean, the amount of years of effort, like you say, a decade's worth of effort, culminating in.
People say, you know, you live your football career through your son. I was never as good as him, ever. You know, I aspire to be a good footballer. I didn't have his ability, I didn't have his education. So I've just gave him the platform and to go on and do what he wants to do and support him all the way. The same with all the family, you know. My wife will take him if I'm not there, very rarely I'm not there. I think I missed one game when I wasn't well last year. But my brothers are always there. My mum, his granddad's always there. So it's just that support network as well. And it's the same with a lot of the other boys as well, you know. It's all the families around it, and this is a proper family club. This is family ours.
Yeah, football family.
In 9 years, you know, it's a lot of time to give up.
Yeah, definitely. So, obviously, Killian, you had a massive contribution in the semi-final. Tell us what made you want to go and take that free kick, and a little bit about your history with free kicks as well.
I used to practice in the garden during lockdown, but that was really it. I never really hit one. I hadn't hit one for about 2 or 3 years before that. But I'd kind of just seen Logan golf. I was like, nobody else is going to hit it. I didn't really have another right foot in the team that wanted to step up. And then that's the type of place where Reece would usually whip one in or something. Like you seen for the second goal when Boyd scored, but it was just like the keeper left half the goal, and it was kind of the ball as well. I had a wee bit of float about it, so I was just like, just try it. You're not going to get another opportunity like that. So.
It was a fantastic goal. It really, really was.
I was lucky to see it because I had to go back to the dressing room for water, and I was walking all the way around the park, and I stopped and I went, whoa. And I was kind of half sat in the wall trying to get people's road, and I just seen it sail into the top corner, and I went straight down the tunnel, and I was like a nervous wreck, and you know, talking about emotions again. I was in there on my own, just taking all this in and going, what's he just done? You know, and then we Boyd it pop up as well, because, you know, 1-0's tight.
Yeah. 2-0
just, 2-0 late on seals it, 2-0 early in the game's 2-1 to me, but 2-0 late on in the game just seals it, and what a fantastic occasion that was. I think Killian made reference to it earlier, the final was strange. I think training on a Thursday night down there helped us, and the guy for the SYFA says to me when I walk in, he's got to win today. I'm looking, I'm going, how do you know that? Have you seen us? He says, every one of your boys came in, suited, booted, focused, eyes on the prize, straight into down the tunnel. He says, the other boys came in and my mouths were open looking up at the stands. He says, this is how we did train here. And it was a good pally. My brothers of mine, Stevie Bartle's little Kerset arranged it for us. So it was very good of him to let the boys get experience that.
It's a lot to do with mental attitude and mental ability. It really does shine through, especially the preparation. And at Blackburn here, we seem to cover it all, especially, I mean, the attitude of the guys and the players. It does shine through.
You know, yes, the players indeed, but the plan of preparation from Jared and Trevor is just a tactical magician. The tweak that he can make in a game. You don't know what team he's going to play, you don't know what formation he's going to play, and then he'll just see something that just impresses him and go, I'm going to do that today. And that was what, you'll know that because you were discussing it, but you probably couldn't have picked that 11 a couple of weeks before the cup final. I think the week leading up to it, and I do the team sheets, I never know what team Trevor's going to give you. Now, the Scottish Cup, you'll know this as well, you have to put like 2 hours in before it. And even putting that in, it was like,
It was strange because we spoke about the formation, and the formation that we played, you know, every single game that year was obviously the 4-4-2 diamond, and then, you know, it was like 2 weeks before the final, Trevor was on the phone to me. If I actually look back on it, the phone call lasted for about 2 hours and 11 minutes. I've got the proof right here.
Was that Friday night?
It was a Friday night. I got warned afterwards, never do that again. But he went, right, we're going to go 3-5-2. And he also let me know that our left back, well, he's not really a left back, Logan. You know, he is a striker, but he'd been playing left back all season. And because I only knew him from that one season, I thought he was a left back. And he goes like that. And Logan's going to start up top. And I went, hang on here, and Logan gets a goal in the final, and it's like just a small detail like that. It's like, how can you get that so like spot on?
Everything down to a T. Everything is meticulous. The way he measures it, the way he knows he's, and it might not be bringing on a player. It's a subtle change in the game.
Just has that impact.
It's amazing. And you refer to Logan's Killian's best pal, and I was over the moon when he got that goal. I know that wasn't for player either, but obviously Logan's about my house all the time and that, and it was just to see that, and I'm all after it. It's still hard to look back and go the emotions of the day and everything like that.
I noticed the tweaks from day one. Obviously the first game I was here with the 2009s, I think it was the second game of the season against Spartans. Obviously we did end up getting beat 4-1, but we were 2-0 down within like the first like 10-15 minutes, right? And Trevor must have made like 4 subs and changed the formation 3 times. And obviously, you know, when I was coming in, you told me he can be a wee bit hingy at times, but you know, he's a tactical genius. You did not do that justice at all. Like 4 substitutes in the first 10 minutes and like 3 changes of formation. I was sitting here like, wow, like you were nice about that.
No, it's just that as I say, these sort of changes just and if a team came and watched us, Dundee United, I guess we watched them enough, but if they came and watched us, they wouldn't really work out.
Yeah, what happened?
They'd still be getting into the game, and when he makes a sort of change during the game, they're then trying to work out what formations you're playing now, and by the time they've worked it out, it could be 1-2-0 up and away and on top of the game. So
I think as well, like Trevor's so smart that he doesn't think like the other teams. You know, if you've got 4 in midfield, if the other team's got 4 in midfield and you've got 3, you're thinking, right, how can I get 4 in midfield as well? Trevor's the complete opposite. If we're a man down in midfield, it's just a man up somewhere else in the park, and the amount of time they say to Trevor, right, that's them got another player in midfield now, and he goes, focus on us, trust me, focus on us, like don't worry about that, we're not pulling players back, we're going to keep the numbers that we've got in attack, and there you have it. It does leave that extra man up top because they're trying to pull players back in. So, you know, just down to things like that. I'm never going to think of it like that again when I'm coaching. I'm never going to think, right, I need to make sure we're man for man there. I'm going to be like, no, we're going to have an extra player somewhere else because I'm focusing on us, because we are not the team that has to like combat what the other team are doing. We are the team that people have to be negative and defensive towards, and just even that small detail there was crazy. I'd never thought of it like that before. Never did. But
impressive stuff, but I think we need to probably stop there before Trevor's ego gets too big and he can't get through the door there. But
it's alright, it's Friday night, he'll not be here.
Yeah, talking about a bit the behind the scenes and stuff like that, Killian, who's the joker in the team?
Oh, that's a good question. There's quite a few. Probably like Charlie or Lewis.
Do you think that plays a big part of the team mentality, having that comedic value to the team?
It definitely can.
Do you know what? I am not, because like a striker will like shoot, he'll go like 20 yards over the bar and Charlie will be like, never you, like things like that. But it does, I think it resonates out the team, but sometimes it's a wee bit too much.
Yeah.
But he's a character and we'll give him that.
Fair enough. What do you find harder, managing the teenagers or having to deal with all the club secretary stuff?
I couldn't leave the managing the teenagers point to the boys. I've obviously got 2 teenagers in one at home that are good kids now, but the club stuff can be quite intense at times because you're dealing with different issues all the time, and it's not just the club, it's not just the team, it's the club as well. I'm dealing with your people, you know, different walks of life, and having to adapt to that, so that's quite difficult. But
you enjoy the challenge?
Well, I've done it, not done this kind of role all my days, but it's different. You know, my ambition is just to put kids in a football park and make sure they've got the best facilities possible to do that. And if we can overcome all the politics around that, because there are politics around it, then my job's done as far as I'm concerned. And we've got over 400 kids here coming through the door. So that pleases me when you come up here some nights and the place is like last night was just absolutely buzzing about the place. They were training right next to the seniors. There was a great vibe about the place. You just sit back and go, yep. Who knows, next month you're out in the grass and it's pouring the rain, it's maybe not that same reaction, but...
Yeah. Well, be honest, after the final, who was the most group chat?
Probably Logan, to be fair.
That's
or Blair. Try to think.
You were the only one that went home, you know.
No, I went home at like 6 o'clock. I went to my bed at 11.
No, Harris as well. Harris went home.
Also did that.
We
Must be a Boyle
I
thing.
think he went out.
Aye, we were in the clubhouse for like half an hour, and Harris goes, "When can we go?" I was like, "You day Ken, we've just won the Scottish Cup," and he's like, "I'm going out for dinner." I was like,
Model pro.
"Yeah."
I was shattered though, like, it's just, I think the day just took it out of me. Just wanted to go home. It was,
Aye, well, you made the right decision. My head was very, very sore the next morning. Sore he'd surface.
And now I've noticed you've also got rid of your infamous moustache. Is there a particular reason for that, or?
it was more just, I was a wee bit superstitious for a school game a couple of weeks ago.
So superstitions, is there any other particular or say maybe pre-match rituals or anything that you do?
Maybe pre-match pee, definitely. See, after the warm-up, just immediately right to the toilet, it just feels... We did the sprints, toilet, back out for the pass, and it's just like... It just comes, it's just random.
That's interesting you say that, because with the 2011s, there's a similar thing. It seems to be, but they do the warm-up of that, and then we all say, right, who needs to go to the toilet, because they all just seem to just go just before that. Maybe just a nerves thing, I guess, but...
What was your apart from your goal in the semi-final? What was your favourite moment from the cup run?
I'll not go for something in the final here, but I don't remember the final. I just remember the 2 goals going in. Maybe either the round of 16 and the quarter-finals. I got an assist in like the opening 2 minutes of the quarters for Blair, and I'm pretty sure the round of 16 was like my first goal of the season. It wasn't even a very good goal. So we'll go with the quarters, the assist in the opening minute.
Last 16 was Ayers.
Ayers.
No, was it Ayers St Boswell's?
I was 1-32
was Blantyre Vicks, and
Aye.
Well, I was in Tenerife, unfortunately. So
For both?
for the Bothwell game.
Aye, no, quarters. I'd go for the assist, like opening 2 minutes, just say.
What about this one though? What about Matty's challenge? That was.
He's just like, I mean, we all tried to defend him and say it wasn't a penalty. You get the VO back, and that's like clear as day. He's like stood right into him.
He's clearly got the ball.
Obviously.
Yeah. We'll talk to the SFA about that one.
Sorry, muscle bro. Moving on. Killian, penalties. Are you one of the confident ones, or are you terrified?
No, definitely confident, especially after that Selby game. Like, we played them in a cup run, scored. There's only ever penalty I've ever taken in a game, so tap by take one a game. If you miss one, you just go back again. It's no.
Yeah.
If we go back to, Killian had said after they got through the quarter final, they felt that. When did you, Chris? When did you realise, this is going to happen? This is a good possibility here.
I'll be honest with you. We chatted about it at the cup final. About 10 minutes into the game, we were going, we've got this. We've absolutely got this. You can gather what the opposition are doing, and as I say, Sev's got that worked out early doors and stuck with that plan, and they just couldn't overcome that plan. Now, we were 0-0 at half time, but I still knew we were going to win this, and in regulation time as well, so I don't think I was cocky enough to lead up to the final and go, we're going to win this because it's a final, it's a one-off game, 50-50. But 10 minutes in, you remember.
I think I felt like that as well, because I remember I heard the Dundee United's coach, they shouted at the striker, "I don't want you to press the ball, I don't want you to lose all your energy to start with," and I went, they're being like cautious here, whereas we went into the dressing room at half time and was like, this game's ours, we've got it, go out, energy, go and win the game. And I was on the phone to you for the past 2 weeks before the final saying I think we've got it in the bag. I generally do, and I think it was the way that we approach the game, as you said, training there on the Thursday so that we go in on the Saturday focus, whereas our opponents are like that,
I probably was really nervous leading up to it, and we were on the phone quite a bit and stuff like that. If Trev was nervous, he wouldn't show up, but what I couldn't do is show up for him. I had to stay away for that night because he was confident, so I could not take that away from him. So I'd say about 10 minutes in the game.
Good. And what's the plans for this season then? Like, are you
Coming for it all?
Yeah.
What, quadruple? Is it 4 we can get?
We can get 4, and I think
we can. We have the ability, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we've got the ability, but even if we didn't have the ability, I've got a wee saying: if you reach for the stars, you'll fall just below them, and if you're preparing to win it all, you might fall just short. But I do think we've got the quality to win all of it anyway, regardless of trying to push our boundaries, we do have the quality to go and do that. And we're wanting a bigger team. We want 20 boys in the door all ready to push each other. And ultimately, at the end of the day, we want 11 players who are going to start because they want to play for Blackburn, and they're also hungry and they're ambitious, and they also want to push themselves up through the pathway. And that'll probably be a common theme with the boys who play this year. They're ambitious, they're hungry, they want to move up through the pathway, whereas anybody who comes in the door and maybe isn't suited to those values and isn't sort of aligned with that, they'll not be here, unfortunately. But to make the cut, that's kind of where you have to be sitting for me, especially at this age. It's so important to kind of differ between fun and seriousness, because if you want to just play for fun, you can go and play for amateur football, but at this team it's no just about fun, it's about how do we give these boys the best chance of playing at junior level and make a good name for themselves in football.
If you brought Blair Flood back and you played the seniors, what would the score be?
Good question. Maybe like 6-0 else. No, don't know. I mean,
let's set it up, Andy.
Listen, they've got the physicality on us, but ability-wise, maybe we'll overtake them. But I still think we're too young, though. I think we get scudded.
But they've got a lot of young players as well, so
That's the thing, yeah.
So even though they are a senior team, you're maybe not looking at 10 now. We can maybe for the first 60-70 minutes maybe match them energy wise, and only a couple of goals creeping here and there. You can maybe be getting out of that game with maybe a 5-0 loss potentially. Maybe even 5-1, depending on if you get a wee lucky shot off. But I think 10's a wee bit too high, I think.
We digress. Lads, massive congratulations again. You've been an inspiration to myself and everybody at Blackburn, and it's an absolute privilege to have you on here. So thank you very, very much for joining us, and it's one for history books for sure.
Thanks. Cheers.
Yep, thanks for being on, boys.
Cool.
Looking forward to the season ahead, and we'll have a quadruple party at the end of the season, aye?
Quadruple party it is, plan that right now.
That's 2 episodes in a row that I've said something very ambitious, but it wouldn't be at Blackburn if it wasn't the case.
If you reach for the stars, you'll only get the moon.
You've got to be playing football to win it. That's a simple fact. There's development football for a reason, but when you're playing at advanced level, you've got to be in it to win it. And you've got to be a long winner. He's got that in him, thankfully. You've got to get beat sometimes. It's just a part of the game, part of the experience. But take winning away from football and you've not got football. Too many people enjoyed that game. Did you get beat? Aye, not interested. I'm the same when I watch football as well. I'm like I play now. When I watch any other game of football, if I'm going to watch a team, I'm going to watch them to win. No, and I know some people want to watch the experience of football, but no, not me. It's there. Watch the team win.
I like that. We'll end on that. Perfect. Cool.
Yeah, class. Well, what a great chat we had there with Killian and Chris, and I've got to say, like, even though I was involved, what a story. I mean, to be the first from Blackburn to do it, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It is a great story for Blackburn as a whole, not just the club. Actually getting our little town on the map. But remember, guys, this is your podcast. If you've got a story or a goal or even an idea that you'd like to share, then please do get in touch. You can drop us an email at info@theburnleypodcast.co.uk.
Moving on, so if any of you have been down to the Purdy Worldwide Stadium recently, you'll see that we no longer have a pitch. But why is that?
Well, I think it's possibly being relayed.
The pitch has been relayed, you're right, Mark. The pitch has been relayed. So if you come down, unfortunately right now our 3G is not in use, however, it's getting replaced and it will look even better than it was before. New state-of-the-art facilities, but right now we're all on grass, having to brave the usual Scottish summer where it just rains.
Well, thanks very much for watching, guys, and we'll hopefully see you all next week.
Goodbye.